Saturday. Happy Saturday. Happy August. How are you guys doing? Thought I had more sunshine in here than this. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Let's see. CJ, Jumpin' Jacks, where you guys from? If you don't mind sharing. Pin my post. All right, so happy Saturday, you guys, and it's still the kind of the beginning of August. That was last week, but it's still new to me. I'm actually just coming up for air. But I wanted to come and share and continue our summer school talks and chats and create conversation. My goal is not to offend anyone, but sometimes the truth hurts. And I just want to share the facts, the real facts about healthy hair care, and how you can maintain your hair, or how we can help you find a stylist that can help you maintain your hair and keep it in its optimum health. So August is Hair Loss Awareness Month. So although we are not a hair loss company, we are a hair care company. And so we focus on the exterior, the hair that is actually on your head. But we encourage you to deal with, the interior, which is inside of your body, which is where your hair comes from. And 9 out of 10 times, the majority of the hair loss, not all hair loss, is a sign that there's something bigger, there's something deeper, there's something going on inside of our body. Okay, the majority of hair loss. So for those who don't know me, my name is Tammy Golden. I am the creator of the Silk Out Hair Care System, 30 plus years licensed hairstylist, salon owner, and lover of all things healthy hair. I'm super passionate about it. I'm also an educator, which is how I actually created this company. I educated for other companies, but I decided I wanted to have my own voice and talk about what I want to talk about and create products around what I'm super passionate about, and that's healthy hair. So I've basically taken all of my 30 years experience and put it in a bottle and put it in a system, things that work for me in the salon, servicing my clients over 30 years, and shared that with not only my peers and up and coming stylists to give them a systematic way to deal with healthy hair so that they don't have to guess and wonder if the products are going to work, or what should I use, when should I use moisture, when should I use protein, when should I use both, just laying out the blueprint for someone who's already done it, who's figured it out. And so that helps the younger generation elevate and get to, offering healthy hair services quicker and faster with a system, as well as supporting consumers through our retail website, which is this page. If you're a professional, our pro page is Silk Out Pro. But this is our consumer page, but our general page. So most people follow us here. And so this is where I go live a lot at. And being that it's Hairstylist Awareness Month, I actually have a special guest on Tuesday night. So on Tuesday night, you're going to follow us on Facebook, because we're going to do a Facebook Live. And I have an expert when it comes to hair loss and discovering why you have hair loss. A lot of people inbox and say, hey, and if you have any questions, you guys, this is interactive. Join in, ask a question. If you want to go live and ask a question so I can support you. But a lot of people will inbox and say, what do you have for hair loss? Well, what is your hair loss? What is causing your hair to be lost. What type of hair loss? Let me just clean that up. What type of hair loss are you having? Or do you have alopecia? Do you have, traction hair loss? Do you have pattern baldness? Like, what type of hair loss do you have? There's not just I can pick up a bottle and say, this is for hair loss. I don't know what it's going to do, but this is for hair loss. Can't do that, okay? That's not our approach. So like I said, our approach is healthy hair first. If there is something going on inside of your body, sorry about that. If there's something going on inside of your body, your hair or lack of hair or your hair challenges is usually a number one sign that there is something going on. So, how do we treat hair loss? One, I have always referred my clients to either dermatologists or trichologists. And if you're not familiar with trichology, hey there. Trichology is the study of, hair and the science of hair on a deeper level than just cosmetology. So it deals with, what goes on with the skin and beneath the skin, which is where your hair comes from in the follicle. And so those people are trained to actually help you identify and get to the root of your hair loss, as well as partner with you to support you with your, if you need medical attention. They're not doctors, but they can support you in getting medical attention, because hairstylists see more hair and scalp issues than an actual doctor does. Okay, because we see our clients every week or every 2 weeks, every month or whatever. We know first when something's wrong. We know when we see ringworm. Sometimes clients don't even know, because you can't see back here. All you see is right here. You may feel like something's going on or something doesn't feel right, something itches, but a stylist gets over your entire head and they're able to see things on the scalp that don't look right, okay? Or it just lets us know what's going on. In my whole career, I've had clients come in that I'm able to identify things because of the experience. And so I've seen fungus on the scalp, and I've seen things where I've had to say, you know what? We cannot have this appointment. You need to go see your doctor. You need to go home and throw away all your combs and brushes and start over, and get medical treatment. And then once you are clear, once this fungus is clear, then we can move forward and get back to styling and caring for your hair. Okay. This is why having a licensed stylist is so important. Okay. Because our cosmetology license, and so this is kind of freestyle today. I don't know where this is going, but I'm gonna flow with it. Our cosmetology license does not mean you're going to be the best hairstylist. It doesn't mean you're going to be the best hair cutter. The purpose of having a cosmetology license is to make sure first that for safety and sanitation. And it lays the groundwork for a foundation of offering services, offering professional haircuts, offering professional shampoo and style, offering chemical service. It lays the foundation. There's much, much more education that goes on after finishing beauty school and getting your license and passing state board. Passing state board means that you have met the standard requirements to offer beauty services to customers, that you understand that your number one job is to protect the customer. And that starts with safety and sanitation. So for all of these states that want to deregulate licensing because anybody can do a shampoo and anybody can do a blow dry. It doesn't take all of that. It does take all of that. It takes someone who's serious about their craft, who service customers as a career, not as a hobby. Someone who just takes his business seriously. Not someone who has one rat tail comb that they use on everybody, who doesn't clean their tools at night or in between customers, who doesn't sanitize, who doesn't follow the guidelines of safety and sanitation. That is why it's so important to choose your stylist wisely. Yes, I agree. I watch moles on the scalp, even have had to send some to dermo because the scalp had bad smell. No matter, right. What goes on the scalp is a product of what's going on in the body. And so no matter how much the client wants us to scrape off all of the scales on their scalp, and how come they're coming back? You must have didn't shampoo my hair good. If you're still having flakes after you've received a good, great shampoo, it's not a sign of that customer did not do their job. You have a scalp disorder that needs to be treated. And there's multiple disorders that would cause your scalp to have hyperactivity and be extremely flaky. From seborrhea to psoriasis, there's a number of things. It's not just dry. Okay, a lot of times it can be oily, it can be greasy. But unless you have it properly diagnosed, you'll be mistreating. You'll be putting oil on every time you see a flake. Oil your scalp. Nope. Seborrhea is overproductive sebaceous glands. Why would you put oil on that? It's an autoimmune disorder. It's an imbalance inside of the body. Oil won't fix it. It will cover up the flakes a little bit, but it won't fix it. Okay? So when it comes to hair loss, knowing what type of hair loss you have. Unfortunately in this day and age, we have a lot of unnecessary hair loss. Okay? Just like I mentioned earlier about having clean utensils and tools. That's really big. In my whole 30 years, I operate like I'm going to state board every time I walk into the salon. If anybody's ever worked with me, ever assisted me, they know when we finish work at night, we clean everything goes, or if we don't do it that night, it goes into the soil container so it can get sanitized the next morning before we start. I prefer to do it the night before. Not work on anyone that I have told they need to see a derm. Right. Right. Thank you. I'm so glad you said that, because I've unfortunately had to turn down customers that have no concern of getting to the root of their hair loss issue. And just a couple years ago, I had someone come in. She had been wearing locks. She cut them out herself, or somehow took them loose, whatever she did. Her scalp, I've never seen this before. Her scalp looked like leather. And I'm not making a joke. I'm not trying to be funny, because it was disheartening to me. I'm a results-driven person. We're either fixing it or we're not going to act like it ain't there. And if I can't help you, I'm going to get you to somebody who can help you. Because just coming in to get your hairstyle and there's a bigger issue going on. That's like coming in, hey, I want you guys to come paint my house, but there's a big old hole in the back. Just don't worry about it. Just paint over it. I'll deal with that later. That's not how it works. Sick of saying, not putting, right, fruits and berries on the scalp. Yeah, just making up concoctions, making up methods. I'm gonna get into that in a minute. Making up stuff just to gather attention. This social media, they say in marketing, oh, your job is to get, attention, but how you get that attention and then what's the purpose for it? So my purpose of going live is to educate, share, elevate the industry, and help somebody. Okay? Help somebody. And so I just have to tell the truth. I cannot be that stylist that's like, you know what, let them figure it out. Child, what they doing now? I feel like I have a responsibility and an obligation. And especially because I have a product line. Thank you. You have always kept, and it's just like, it's so simple to me that I forget, like, oh, some people don't know this. People don't know this. And I maybe take for granted that I've always known this. I've always studied. I've worked under some great stylists that came before me. So I was just able to get so much knowledge, paid and free. You know, even the free knowledge was just spending time up under great people and learning with my mouth shut. Okay. I normally don't wear them down, but thank you. I think that's one issue we have in this industry right now. We have so many stylists, and I love, you know, the suites. This is a new thing that's going on. It's giving everybody their independence and privacy. But what would happen years ago when you worked in a salon, especially if you were a new stylist, you got to work under some seasoned veterans. And it was a class in itself if you were humble and you were peeping game. And if you work with the right people don't have a problem saying, this is why you do this. Or why did, you know, or you would say after they finish, why did you do that to her hair? Oh, I did that because of this. So you would learn so much. I think right now in the industry, because so many people are working willy-nilly by themselves, and so they're able to hide out. Thank you. Yep. Oh, when I was on Marlton. Yep. Thank you. So many people were able to hide out. Like right now, you're able to hide out in your suite. You're able to get an Instagram page and get some business cards and get an appointment booker, and you're open for business. And then you're in there doing what? You don't have no guidance, no tutelage. You know, you don't even, you know, and I'm not knocking suites. I think they're for very, very independent, self-sufficient stylists. And a lot of young stylists go into suites because, you know, everybody's dream, it used to be just, oh, I want to be a hairstylist. I love doing hair. I love cutting. I love coloring. I love braiding. Now it's just everybody wants to be a salon owner. And every good stylist is not a great salon owner. And every great owner is not good at styling hair. There's some owners that don't even style hair. You know, so I think younger stylists are missing that opportunity to be kind of refined and guided by getting up under or next to, you know, great stylists so that you can learn some things. And so that's why we have a lot of neglect going on that is coming out of salons. You know, consumers do their own thing at home, and, you know, YouTube got them doing whatever, but there's some damage that comes at the hands of stylists. So right now, I just want to talk about hair loss that's not related to any medical issues. So I'm talking about traction and tension, okay, and poor hygiene. Those contribute to hair loss. And unfortunately, once you have so much traction, that creates permanent damage to the follicle. You can't always get that hair back. Like, I have my hair parted down the middle right now, but I have a tiny piece from years, maybe 25 years ago. I had some cornrows and it popped. It came out of the follicle, and there was a slight bit of damage. You know, I notice it when my hair is cut really, really short and I'm wearing it really, really short. I can see it. I can blend it in, but it's there. And so that's why when I got these braids, I actually, I got some braids last summer, and they were actually kind of too tight for me. Very tight for me. So if you were on the live last week, my friend that braided my hair, she works in Nashville, and I remember she braided my hair 20 years ago, and she has a touch that doesn't, like, not once is my hair been tight. I've kept the braids a week. I've had the braids more than 5 days. Last time it was 5 days. My hair is not heavy. It's not like I actually came home, put it up in a soft bun, put on a bonnet, and went to sleep. And I actually flew to Nashville and got my hair braided and came back on a turnaround trip. So that's how it was important to me that if somebody was going to braid my hair, I was going to just make sure it was somebody I could trust. You got to trust people with your hairline, not somebody that's going to pull your hair out. And just because that's the style and that's what everybody's doing. Nope. And like, how many times are you going to lose the edges on this side? I had a client a couple years ago. She was getting some type of cornrow situation. Cute, but ripped all her hair out on this side. And then next time she switched to the other side and it ripped her hair. And I was like, why are you going to keep doing this? If the youngest one heard what the clients were saying to me when they decided to go to a Seasoned Stylist to educate, yeah, education is lacking. The clients are suffering from it. Yes, because they are choosing style. They are choosing one-hit wonders. And they're not choosing someone who can support them long-term. No style should come at the cost of your hair. No style should come at the cost of your hair. If you get something done and it's hurting and it's tight and you're like, oh, but I spent my money, I don't want to take it out. Take it out. Take it out. Because all hair is not replaceable. I don't care what kind of magic concoctions you come up with. One, I already told you guys those things don't work in the sense that they say they work. I won't say they don't have healing properties if there's hair to heal, if there's follicle left to heal. Sometimes there's no follicle left. Sometimes it's damaged. It's beyond repair. So just taking for granted that, oh, I'm going to get my edges snatched and I'm going to put the miracle magic stuff on there. And, you know, I'm not talking against no brand, but just stuff that comes to the top of my head. All those things can be stimulating. But if that's your hair loss issue, okay, and if there's something there to stimulate, if there's nothing there to stimulate, I mean, it's clean, the follicle has closed up, there's no open hole there where hair is going to come out, sometimes it's at a loss. And we can avoid this by making better hair choices, better style choices, better diets, and better hair habits. Yes, I've seen fungus, I've seen ringworms, I've seen stuff that, and so when I talked about client having something on her scalp and I had to throw everything away because communicable diseases can be transferred in a salon. Hashtag COVID. Hashtag COVID. So if you're using a stylist is using the same comb, same brush, not using a disposable cape or not sanitizing the cape or not having enough capes to go around. And just here, let me put this on, you know, my client said, oh, why you use that white piece of paper on my neck all the time? It's called a Sanex strip. It's a sanitation strip. It's to keep the cape from touching your neck. Okay? It's for sanitary reasons. So, hair loss, you guys, is just, it's unfortunate and it's sad that we live in a day where this is the number one thing everybody promotes. Everybody has an amazing regrowth oil, hair growth oil. How is it growing the hair? I've yet to hear the science behind these things. How is it supporting to have a better, let me give you some verbiage. It'll help clients have a healthier scalp, which supports hair growth. But I think the misconception is that if I use this, my hair is going to grow right where I use it. And then based on the type of hair loss that I have, that you probably don't know what kind of hair loss you have. Alopecia just means that the hair is gone. There's different forms of alopecia. There's different reasons for it. Okay? There's different reasons for it. And you need to be properly diagnosed. You need to be properly diagnosed. Y'all ain't got no questions? Okay? So I'm not trying to preach at you. I'm trying to teach you and encourage you guys to get help when it comes to that. Stop stop experimenting with a million products and recipes. And this, I seen a TikTok video and they mixed about 10 hair greases together with vaginal cream. It's supposed to be the magic potion to grow hair. And the comments, oh yeah, my hair start growing when I use. Your hair is growing now. If your hair is on your head, it's growing. Alopecia is when it stops growing and there is no hair. It's clean as a whistle. That means your hair isn't growing. Stop saying your hair isn't growing and you have hair on your head. What's happening is that the hair is not being cared for properly. And you can get as much damage, you damaging it as quick as it's growing, or it's already damaging and it is damaged and it needs to be trimmed or cut beneath the damage. Because if you're holding on to damaged hair and waiting for them to repair themselves, they're not. You can't fix split ends. You can only camouflage them for so long. And if you have major breakage, guess what? Oh, I'm waiting for that hair to catch up. That's not how it works. If you have damage, you have breakage, you know, if you want to hold on to it, but you're not doing your hair any justice. Yeah. Yeah. It's what you put in your body that helps you produce healthier hair. You know, and I'm a cosmetic company. Hair products are cosmetic. They're topical. They only treat the hair that is grown. And yes, we have treatments to repair, but sometimes hair is beyond repair. So Barry212 says the only way you can find out the real reason your hair is not growing is growing, baby. Unless you really have a clean spot. Unless you really, really have a clean spot, is to find out if you have alopecia. You would know if you have alopecia because you would have a spot. While you're having alopecia, you would need to get some medical help for the doctor to be able to do your blood work, to see why your body is releasing your hair. Like a lot of times, sometimes your cells go bad and they will attack themselves. My son, as a child, he would have alopecia and his immune system was off and the cells were attacking the good cells. And he would have little spots of alopecia. And I would have to take him to the dermatologist to get treatments that would correct that. But you won't know. You won't know unless you get medical help. So just putting something on a spot without a diagnosis, that's like going to the pharmacist and getting Ritalin, but you don't know if you need Ritalin or not. But that's what everybody's doing. You know what I mean? And not that oils and these over-the-counter stuff is harming, but it's just not helping. It's just not helping. Especially if you have like seborrhea, overproductive oil glands, which comes out sticky. It's like a sticky, pasty, cakey kind of dandruff, which has like inflammation and red patches underneath. So like even when you scrape off the flake, sometimes you're doing damage by really digging and scraping off the flake because you want the flake on. But actually that is like a protective mechanism because that's inflammation under there. Now it's just a big red spot and it's sore and it's tender. And if you keep digging and scratching and digging and scratching on it, you're going to cause damage to the hair follicle. So I highly suggest you don't dig in your scalp and dig up flakes. It's one thing to gently loosen up any dirt and debris, but if there's a scalp disorder, not to dig in those because it becomes worse. And are you washing and sanitizing your combs after you dig up your flakes? Is the stylist sanitizing the combs after she dig up your flakes? or she rinsing it off or rubbing it off on a towel and dropping it back in her cabinet. All of these things play a big part. I mean, actually, if you're a stylist that does lift up dirt and debris, please wear gloves. Please wear gloves. Because that is that's not good. That's, it's not sanitary. And if you have any broken skin on your hands, any dirt, debris, fungus, or whatever they may have going on can enter your bloodstream and vice versa. So if you have a fungus on your scalp that hasn't been identified, and you're constantly digging up the scalp, and then you're breaking the skin, now that's an open place for bacteria to enter and get into your bloodstream and make it even worse. That's why it's so important to wash your hair on a regular basis. How do people get funguses? Sometimes it can come from, I've seen it, oh my God, in my early career. Oh, this kind of makes me nauseous. In my early career, I had a young girl came to get her hair done for back to school. She had a ponytail that was slathered down and the black gel. And this, I want to say, this got to be almost 28 years ago. It was early in my career, but I still remember this. And I remember she took the ponytail down, and I just kind of opened her hair a little bit and got started, wet her all down. And I'm shampooing it, and I start to feel like these craters and stuff in her scalp. And so I'm like, oh, let me scratch that up. I want to give a really good shampoo. So I'm scratching it up, digging it up. And it still wasn't really coming off. So what do you recommend to help with hair growth? What helps with hair growth is your diet, your supplements, drinking plenty of water, and your hair habits. How are you caring for your hair? How are you treating your hair and making sure you have a healthy scalp? Are you keeping it clean? Are you keeping it moisturized? That's for someone who doesn't have an issue. If you have an issue, I recommend you go see a dermatologist, because they can get and look at different things on a different level. Or a trichologist, they're able to look beneath the scalp. Okay, so back to this. So I'm like, gosh, what is it? It felt like I was just rubbing like this braid. I was like, what is this? And I'm steady. So I pulled her up and towel dried her, and I really opened it up and started parting her scalp. And oh my God, it was like a growth all over her scalp, all around here. And I immediately knew, I said, how often do you wear this ponytail? And she's like, this is all I wear. Wasn't washing her hair, dirty, just piled up gel. But what was on her scalp was a growth. That much I knew. What growth it was, I didn't know that. I'm not a doctor. I don't know that. But I knew it was a growth. It was yellow. And I even grabbed a comb. Like I said, this was almost 30 years ago. And I kind of picked at it. It wouldn't move. And I said, whoa, wait a minute. Towel dried her. Called her mama. Can't do this. She need to go see a doctor. There's something going on her scalp that needs medical attention. And I'll stop immediately, take everything that I'm using in my presence, wrap it up in trash. Towel and everything. Wash my hands, sanitize myself. Sorry, I can't work around it. Cannot work around it. And so this is why having a licensed stylist is so super important. So super important, because we see things that you cannot see. Yeah, you can see the front, you can see the edges, but you can't see the middle. You can't see what's going on. You can't see. So I mean, there's certain things I don't do to my own self. You know, I need to stop coloring my gray because I really can't see back here, and it's getting my hair is getting longer, so I know I'm missing spots. When it was shorter, I could rub it all around, but I don't want to overlap color, so I need to get to the point where I'm seeing somebody to apply my color. So that's what I would recommend to help with growth. So when you say help with growth, the hair grows on a cellular level. It grows at the rate God designed for it to grow. There's nothing that speeds it up. Poor health and different issues within the body can slow it down. But when I see things that say quick growth, fast growth, I grew this hair real quick, that's all marketing. That's all marketing. That's all marketing. You cannot speed up hair growth without speeding up the entire body's cellular function. You can't. And if you could, that would be very unhealthy. That would be extremely unhealthy. Okay? So be careful of marketing tactics like quick grow, fast grow, you know, edge grow. There's nothing you can do to make edges grow while the rest of the hair is not growing. You can't spot treat hair growth. Like I said, if you have alopecia and you have spots, doctors can treat that. But when I say you can't spot treat hair growth, you can't say, oh, I put this on my edges and all my edges grew back. It needs to be treated. It needs to be, why was it broken? Because it was pulled out. So when you stop wearing the tension style, you allowed it to heal itself and grow back. So sometimes it stopped doing the thing that causes the problem. So it's like biting your nails. People say, my nails don't grow. Yes, they do. If you bite your nails, then you notice, I used to bite my nails. So if you bite your nails every 2 days, you'll think they're not growing. They're growing because you have something to bite every 2 days. But you would appear that, oh, my nails won't grow. They'll grow if we leave them alone. Our hair grows. Just like we breathe air, our heart beats, blood flows through our veins, hair grows because hair is dead. The follicle, which produces the hair, is alive and attached to a blood supply. So as long as you have blood running through your body, your hair can grow. Unless there are some underlying medical issues, hormone imbalance, a host of other things but I'm not a doctor, so I couldn't tell you why you're losing your hair. If you're losing hair. You can get a consultation with a trichologist or someone with a trained eye to say, yeah, this is hair loss. And they're going to ask you, well, what are you doing? What are you on medication? Some medications, the side effect of that medication, unfortunately, impedes it causes women to lose their hair because it throws off some other part of the body. And so if you got to take this medication for something that you can control, like let's take high blood pressure, for instance. A lot of those medications dry the hair out. And so we want something to fix that issue. But what we really, really need to fix, if we can, is the high blood pressure. But that's a whole nother story, you know? So, and we have to, I'm not saying don't take your medications because you need your medication. But if we can get back to the root of our health as into why I have to take this, or if you really have to take it, sometimes that comes with the territory. But what can you do if you have to take medication? Supplements, to help give you more nutrients and give you the things that your body is not getting, because we don't have the diets that we need to really have a healthy immune system. So it really just goes back to the body and being healthy. And I'm not just talking to you guys, I'm even talking to myself. I've been blessed to have hair, but I don't take it for granted. So I don't want to do anything. I don't take any regular medication right now, but I do remember when I had really bad fibroids and I was anemic. You know, I had a little thinness in some spots going on. That was due to not having enough iron. And so all of those things affect your hair. So you want to start to correct the body systems if you can. If you really, really care about the health of your hair, not just, oh, I want long hair. Oh, no, I want thick, I want full edges. Should not be the only reason why you're concerned. It should be total health. Being concerned with your total health, the byproduct of that is having the healthiest hair possible. Making sure you have enough protein in your diet, because your hair is made of protein. So if you're not eating protein, if you're a vegetarian, vegan, there's certain nutrients that the body needs that cannot be found in plants. And I'll share more about that later. So you have to make sure that you're supplementing and getting all of your B vitamins, all of your iron, your folic acid, everything you need to boost and give your body what you're probably missing in your diet. Even vitamin D. I've been in the house on the computer for the last week. I'm getting out to get some sunshine today. That's important, to get out and get some sunshine as well. Not just be in the house all day. All right. So great questions, you guys. Thanks for asking. How many people know we're having a sale this weekend? If you're on our email list, if you're not, go to our website, silkoutsystem.com, and join our email list. We have a BOGO sale this weekend. Who knows we have a BOGO sale and what's on sale? Let's see. I posted it yesterday, but if you haven't seen it, our styling products. So no tools, no shampoos, conditioners, or treatments, but our styling products. So like our Slay, Edge Control, Glow, Polish, Control, anything that you use to style, finish the hair with is on BOGO sale this weekend till Sunday with code INSTA. If you go back 1 or 2 posts, you should see it. And it's also at the top header of our website. I want to give something away. Who can I give something away to? Somebody ask good questions. Barry212. If you're still on here, let me write that down because I will forget. Actually, let me see if I can take a screenshot while I'm on the phone. I've never tried this before. Yeah, okay. I took a screenshot. So Barry212, I'm gonna send you one of our free summer traveler sets. That gives you 2 ounces of our Balance Wash, Balance Conditioner, Silk Out Serum Leave-In Protector, our Clarity, which is our deep cleansing shampoo, our Replenish Leave-In Moisture Mist, as well as our Silk Whip, Argan Oil Moisturizing Styling Foam, a micro turban tower, and a detangle brush. So Barry212, if you're still on here, I'm gonna inbox you, or if you're on here, email me your address so I can send that to you. But I like to reward in interaction, engagement, and like I said, just to have a conversation, you guys, and answer your questions and give you factual information. It may not be what you want to hear. Everybody wants to hear about something magical. Hair care is simple. And that's what my goal is, to simplify the facts and take all of the magic potions and recipes and experiments. You know, I don't know why we're so infatuated with Healthy Hair Lala, you're always on here. I'm gonna send you one too. DM me your address, or your email to your account. I should have your address, and I'll send you a Silk Out Summer sampler set. We want to hear something else. We want to know that there's some magical product out there that's going to fix everything. That's just like in weight loss. I have, if it's out there, I would have found it by now. It's not going to happen until I get the habits that I need to have a better lifestyle, or, you know, body lifestyle, or what have you, to get the results I want. We got to do the same thing with our hair. So they're not separate. Your hair health is not separate from your body health. So just because you use the best products on your hair and you invest in the best services and you spend $3,000, $4,000, $6,000, $8,000 on your hair, if you're still not healthy inside and you're not getting to the root of, you know, hair loss, or why you have seborrhea, why you have fungus. Why would a woman have fungus on her scalp? So this is what I wanted to address before I get off. You're welcome. This is what I wanted to address. Let me screenshot so I don't forget. When I see people talking about fungus products working, especially vaginal yeast products working, the only reason they're working, and when you say working, you're saying it's growing your hair. It doesn't grow hair. It gets rid of fungus. And so your hair and scalp may be damaged, or your hair is not producing hair or healthy hair because you have yeast on your scalp. It's a very common thing. And I'm not a doctor, but this is what I know from my 30 years of experience. I've seen customers have yeast on their scalp, Candida. So if it's on their scalp, if it's made it to their scalp, that means the entire body is dealing with this. It's inside the mouth. It's probably inside the ears. It's inside the vagina. And it's just overgrowth because the body system is unbalanced. And I'll say from experience, I'm not a doctor, but I'll just say from experience, I've seen those clients that have that issue in their scalps get real flaky, get piled up, and they want you to scratch it and dig it off, and it's inflammation underneath. They need to detox their whole body, not just their scalp. If that yeast has made it to their scalp, their body needs to detox. They need to detox from alcohol, because sugar is very conducive to yeast. So alcohol, they may not eat a lot of sweets, but they may drink a lot of alcohol. So I have some clients that heavily partake in spirits. And how I would know, because I could smell it on them on a Saturday morning. High sugar in the diet, white foods, processed foods, if you're having problems with yeast, but you wouldn't know unless a doctor diagnosed you. I'm just telling you guys from my experience what I've seen. And when these clients, I had one in particular, when she detoxed, she went on a body detox, not a detox for her hair. She went on a body detox because she knew like her body system was off and what she was experiencing. She's actually a nurse. What she was experiencing. And whenever she lose weight, detox her body, her scalp issue, the fungus, the candida got under control. But whenever she was got out of control, so did the candida get out of control. So in instances where people say candida worked, the yeast concoction worked because you have yeast. But it doesn't grow hair. Those vaginal creams does not grow hair. If you had yeast on your scalp or your hairline, it treated that, which healed the skin and allowed for the hair to grow back. The body, what's the miracle is the body. The body will fix itself. When we treat the problem and stop the problem, then the body will repair itself and go back to functioning how it's supposed to. So don't think that these minoxidil treatments or whatever grow hair. It only treats someone that actually has fungus. And you're just taking if you say I'm gonna try it, you don't even know if you have fungus, so why would you use it? And there are other treatments that the doctor would give you versus that. A different strength for you to use it. Actually, like I said, you can treat it topically, but candida and yeast needs to be treated inside the body so that you can control that host inside the body so it's not coming out of the body. Okay, treating it from the outside is like misting the fire, but you want to put the fire out at the root of the fire. Not just spraying a little water and getting it under control. Get to the root of it. If it's inside of your body and it's now you have such excessive candida that is out on your head, it's on your forehead, it's in your eyebrows. You ever had dandruff in your eyebrows? That's usually candida. You have dandruff in your ears, that's candida. Okay, so that's my hair talk for today. So I hope you guys, it helps somebody just kind of get better clarity. Like I said, get professional help. Stop experimenting, because everybody doesn't have enough hair to experiment with. And so if you keep experimenting and something goes wrong, then you're like, man, crapped out. Yes, it's just hair. You can grow it back. Everybody can't do it, especially if you do something that is detrimental to, you growing the hair back. All right, so I'm going to be sharing more with you guys throughout the week about hair loss. And like I said, Tuesday night on Facebook Live at Silk Out System, 6 p.m. I'm gonna drop a post about it. 6 p.m. I have a special professional guest that's really, really going to help you and give you some solutions to getting to the root of your hair loss issues. All right, you guys enjoy your Saturday. It's been fun, and I will chat with you guys later. Bye.